Hey everyone, I am Mad Max, and this will probably be the last big serious video I do about, um, well, this is more of a ramble. I'm kind of depressed. All the stuff from yesterday, you digging up all them old skeletons has me a little depressed, and it's not for the reason you might think. As it pertains to why I went to jail, I'm not exactly proud of, what I did, but I accept that I did it. I always accepted that I did it. Um, but the thing that really hit me last night was that I have ruined my life. I really did ruin my life. All those days of losing my mind and screaming and blubbering like a baby in jail because I thought I'd ruined my life, and it turned out I did. Not just from jail, from other things too. And I the thing that makes it a little more tolerable is that, oh shit, camera is low, is that everyone has done that to themselves. It's kind of the human condition for you to shoot yourself in the foot. But um like it is just kind of hitting me hard how much damage I've done to myself with the food and all this extra skin that's kind of superficial. But uh that Jessica Kent lady, her video going over PTSD and kind of how all of this stuff that I attribute to my fibro, and just the fibro itself, it makes me feel really bad about myself that I did that to myself. I chose to hire that hooker, and I chose to commit a crime. And the fact that I don't think it should be a crime to hire a prostitute is irrelevant. I did a thing I knew to be illegal. It turned out to be a lot worse than I thought it was. But I landed myself in jail. I did what I did. And the traumatic experiences of going to jail, of being in jail, of getting out of jail, of going to the counseling and being told I'm a monster, and that nobody's going to really care if I, kill myself. I'm not going to be doing the censorship, the unaliving. I hate all this censorship so much. I hate that people aren't allowed to talk how they want to talk. But the fact that I did that all to myself, it has me feeling really down because I hate my body, but I didn't want to hurt. Well, I can't say I didn't want to hurt. Look at all the laps I go on. I didn't want to hurt my body in that way. Like I it's like the scars you see on a cutter in the years after the fact, except this is in my brain, because the central nervous system. And it's just really hitting me hard that I did this to myself. And I look back at the mindset that I had back then, where I just did not care because I was never going to amount to anything. And it makes me sad, and I don't want people to feel like that. But I know I'm powerless over that, and I don't have any kind of reach. Nobody gives a shit about me. So part of me is like, oh, should I just have not opened that can of worms? But the other part of me is like, no, no. I want to tell these stories. Somebody is going to ask why I went to jail. And it's not going to be it's not a quick and easy assault charge. It's a messy, I'm a sex criminal, but I'm not a, I'm not a chomo. So I know in the long run it was good that I made those videos, but at the moment I'm feeling kind of down on myself because look at what I've done to myself. I've ensured that I will never work. Before, maybe a case could have been made for at home. I mean, I was 20 years too early for at home. Now that COVID's hit and everybody's working from home, fuck. Um, but like between the lungs being as bad as they are, which I could have no control over, my lungs just suck. Even losing weight, if I get hit with the axe of Damocles, um, I'm gonna, axe body spray of Damocles, I'm gonna die. It just is what it is. I've had it happen since I've lost all this weight. And then the conviction on top of that, oh, just fucking Christ. Anybody fucking runs my name through a background screener and I'm fucked. Assuming I never get my crime expunged, which I should be able to. It's just we can't get it going because we live up in Washington. We can't go down to California. So, excuse me, I just woke up and yeah, had a hard time sleeping last night. That's for sure. No flashbacks or anything, but it's it really has shown me how much jail has affected me even 18 years later, and it really has shown how much I really, really want to help a troubled person, a troubled disabled person like I was, to not go down the paths I went down. Because trauma of that kind, trauma that you give yourself, trauma that you cause for yourself, I have to imagine that war veterans have a similar problem because they chose to sign up to go to into the military. And you can make excuses that oh your uppers, your generals, your corporals, your I don't know all the ranks sent you into that shit situation to watch your friend get blown up by a landmine or what have you. But at the end of the day, you were the one that signed up. And I know that goes through vets' heads. In the same way, I was the one who did the crime. I was the one who, I was the one who made the choice. And it has ruined my life. Well, that's the thing. I can't be too hard on that. It hasn't ruined my life. My disabilities have ruined my life, whatever life I could have, specifically my asthma and my fibromyalgia. The a lot of blind people don't work, but I went through classes when I was 16 about how, oh, blind people can totally get work. And then Voc Rehab, who were the ones who told me I could never work. And then when we came up here, I asked SSI, and they were like, yeah, you probably shouldn't work. You should just stay home, and because your lungs are a liability, and, they didn't know about my conviction. But so I guess I can't say that I ruined my life. I mean, I look at the new perspective I have gotten from jail, all the positives that happened because I went to jail, because I had to change my mind. So, I don't know. I'm still down on myself, but I can't say that I ruined my life. I can say that I have done damage that has made my life actively worse. It's like today, I hurt. It's going to be a bitch and a half to do my strength exercises and my walks. I'm going to get them done because you got to get them done. But at the same time, I'm not feeling too good physically as well as mentally. Like, I was hoping that it would go away in the morning. I was hoping a night's sleep would help, and it did in the sense that I'm not sad about, what I did. I'm sad about what I did to myself, which is, I know that sounds selfish because, oh, you committed a crime against another person. It's like, well, maybe, maybe not. I don't think I did. I think a transaction was bought and paid for under false pretenses. I got lied to, which is probably why I hate liars so much. Also, the fact that I was one. I went over that in the last video. Um, but like, I want, I want people. If I could tell my younger self anything, it would be that it would be not to do anything illegal. It would be to not give up. It would be that the most important thing I would tell my younger self is that Sacramento is not the real world. It's not what the world is. Sacramento is its own thing. Sacramento is a pit of despair. And I didn't believe that shit. When my wife told me, when all my friends, my online friends told me that it didn't sound like I was living in the real world, it sounded like I was living in hell. I thought the real world was Sacramento. I thought I was just never going to amount to anything because the state didn't want me to amount to anything. But once I got up here to Washington, everyone is so much nicer. And like I still can't work, obviously. But like people will joke. Like my wife's boss jokes that I should be a bouncer at their bookstore. I mean, I can't because obviously, but just the fact that they joke about it. I mean, nobody joked about it in California. It was just get the fuck out, you know? I'm sorry we're not hiring at this time. I'm sorry you're not qualified at this time. I'm sorry, we're not looking for somebody like you, and, shit like that. I wish I could have told myself to get the fuck out of California, but, like, the life I'm leading isn't that bad. I live with three people. I help out around the house. I help with Chip. I'm married for 14 years almost. So I mean, I've done okay for myself. It's just like and like what could I have possibly accomplished with the old mindset without going to jail? So I mean, it was a necessary thing that had to happen, but at the same time, I guess I just lament not being in as much pain. Those halcyon days of yore where I wasn't in as much pain. I don't know. Talking it out helps. And I already feel a little less depressed because while it was a galvanizing series of events that really fixed my life, it's not like my life was going to turn out great beforehand. I probably improved my life overall. Like, yeah. Because of the mindset, I have improved my life overall by going to jail. But the downside, the trade off, if you will, is physically I'm worse. I'm always in pain. Now I'm always in worse pain. And that's just never gonna never gonna get better. Stupid stiff joints. Damn. But anyway, I've been ranting for over 10 minutes. I'm actually proud of myself for that. I'm trying to get better at talking. Um I did want to bring up something. The blind forum that I'm on has one of the people there asked if I would be okay with doing a bunch of questions related to myths and movie attributions to jail and prison. I haven't been to prison. I do want to reiterate that. I've only been to the branch. I was a year sentence, and prison is for people with a year and over on a felony. Jail is for people a year under on a misdemeanor, or misdemeanors, as the case may be. So I was pretty much on the line. But I did hear a lot of stories about prison from people who've actually been to a lot of different prisons, timers. Um, so I have no problem answering questions. I have no problem shooting down misattributions. God knows I wish I could have used them because the only thing I knew about prison came from fucking Oz on HBO. So, and I can tell you for free, prison's not like that. Jail isn't like that either. So, anyway, I don't know what I'm gonna call this. I don't know what the point of this was other than to get my thoughts out. So, hopefully there'll be no more depressing shit. We can get back to the happy, the silly, the thought provoking. Which, although Jesse's been saying that he's really liking these videos, so I appreciate you listening to him, Jesse. I hope John listens to him too. I sent them to him too. But anyway, I have been Mad Max, and I'm gonna go, start the day.